Go, Andy. Here we go. We go.
I'm Andy. That's Anthony. That's Mark and Charles. We're Beer Squad Gaming. They're VoxPop Games.
Hi, how are you guys going? Well, usually got some exciting news to come later in the show, but we'll start off with how are yous?
I'm tired. Not as tired as I'm sure Mark is. Like we've been saying earlier, been a long day. a lot of stuff to do.
Yeah,
we're a couple of these deep. So cheers first and foremost to cheers everyone to the beer squad. This is my first beer, like I was telling you guys in the pre-roll.
Yeah.
For almost a year since the last time, so this is the first little sip.
Oh,
it's going well.
Yes. Oh,
going well.
Oh, we should have recorded, like you said, we should have recorded that pour because that was just majestic. It was so
good. So Charles is tired. I'm tired. Everyone's tired. Andy, thank you, Andy and Ant, for bringing us in.
Yeah.
Of course. We're happy to have you.
We want to do intros, Charles.
Yeah. Hi, I'm Charles. I'm the CEO of VoxPop Games.
And I'm Mark, the Chief Operating Officer of VoxPop Games.
Okay. So I think
we're just Andy and Ant.
I think like where we want to start. Let's start somewhere. Like, what is VoxPop Games? Because I don't think there's some people out there that probably don't know all that much about what you guys are. And let's go through what it is, and let's just clear that up so everyone knows what that is.
So what it says on our website is a peer-to-peer game, profit-sharing game distribution platform.
Yeah.
We could use all the big words, but at its core, what it is we're trying to solve one of the fundamental problems indie devs face. And that's they don't have money to advertise their games. When you're making games, you're really competing with every single piece of content that's available on the internet. And big studios get around this by literally pumping millions into their advertising. Right now, we don't always have insight into gaming budgets, but when we do, often 2/3 or possibly even more of the budget is just advertising and not development. What we wanted to do was create a system where indie devs who maybe don't have a whole lot of savings squared away to spend on advertising their personal projects can sort of use the future income to advertise those games. And the way we do that is the profit sharing. Anybody who has a hand in helping getting this game sold, whether they be streamers, influencers, or just people sharing their game to their friends, they get a cut of the profit that's determined by the developer. As well,
just completely unique.
Yes. As well, we are integrating the ability for developers to set specific percentages for specific individuals. And that's how you go after streamers and other influencers and say, like, hey, listen, most people, they get 20% of my game or whatever, but I'll give you 30% of my game if you play my game to your audience and direct them over to us.
The pop share. That's the pop share.
There are a lot of other aspects to this. We're also hoping to go in other verticals later, but we can get into that.
Yeah.
Well, I want to refer to your people, the indies that do this. Those are what we call garage devs. There's a poor little guy who is working out of his garage, and he's really trying to do the best he can. So you're getting garage devs the next step up.
It's the garage.
It.
No. So to co-plug it, it's the garage dev renaissance. So that's what COVID is proving now. So now there's more games being created, more content. So not just game. So we want to talk about all the selling games and publicizing games, but it's also the content creation aspect of everything. Every time you go live on Twitch, every time you go live on YouTube or Trovo or anything else that you're using to broadcast to the world. Right now we're live in San Diego, Long Island, New York, Indiana, Tasmania. We're a worldwide promotion right now.
Yeah.
So the content that's being generated right now, there's more of it. There's more people consuming it. So why not be a part to help the smaller garage devs get more shine? That's what drew me in.
Yeah.
And gamers, because now you're reaching more gamers.
Yeah.
Who are then going to fund the garage.
Yeah.
I like the term garage dev because indie as a term can be incredibly broad, right?
Mm-hmm.
So obviously CD Projekt Red, which some people call an indie studio, doesn't need our help to advertise their games, right? But yeah, garage devs are really the main people we're reaching out to.
Mm-hmm.
The kind of people who maybe operate solo or have teams of like 4 or 5 people, just don't have the money necessary to take out advertising.
You're literally leading into my next question.
Go.
Or you have literally set the stage. Charles, thank you so much. This is my most favorite question to ask anyone, especially developers, gamers, anyone, but especially you two. I thought this would be like me and Anthony talked. Like, this is the perfect question to ask you guys, especially with your viewpoints on this. So you have indie dev. That is, like you said, it's such a broad, generic, if you will, topic. It encompasses things that they are not indie. You're talking about corporations who have not billions, but enough money that you're doing your own marketing, doing whatever. So to take garage dev and indie dev and AAA, but what I was going to say, even before mentioning garage dev, what is the little guy between an indie dev, without the generic topic? We're talking like the old school garage dev, indie dev, and AAA. What is that middle ground? So now it would make
studios like Double Fine.
Yeah, so it's like, are you AA or like where should Red?
So we spoke about this in other pods. The term that we have been promoting is III games.
Triple
I.
Yeah, I believe that's the current standard.
That's what you call between indie and AAA.
So between garage and AAA is III games.
Okay, so you're trying to get rid of indie.
No. We would want go Charles.
Okay, let me put it like this: the people we're targeting the most are the people who we want to help the most. Are garage devs. I could I could soliloquize about why they're great later, but small teams and solo devs, they're going to get the most benefit out of VoxPop. But it's not like slightly bigger studios, 10-man, 20-man, 30-man teams won't see any benefit from VoxPop. And it's not that these studios don't also have a strong place in the gaming ecosystem, right?
And they're not going to, for your platform, they're not going to take away from Garage.
No. In fact, studios like this that can't afford... I don't know if now is the time to talk about discoverability, or if we should do that later.
I'll do that in a bit.
But the point is, right, we even studios like this that have some marketing money, they still can't compete with AAA marketing money, right? And so they too could benefit from a tool that will help them promote. And the fact that studios like this exist that are able to push sort of indie design principles with higher production values, I think that's something beautiful too. But sorry, can you restate the question? I think I might have.
So basically, it was, what's the difference, or what's the thing in between the traditional indie dev and then AAA? And you were saying AAA.
I think the biggest difference. Oh, sorry.
Well, yeah. I've been calling it Team A or something like that, like a mediocre kind of a AA or we've been calling it different names like that. We're trying to work out this. We're trying to separate the indie. We're trying to separate indie, so we've pulled the bottom half down to garage dev, and then you've got like the indie, which is they're making a little bit of money. They're doing okay, and then you've got the guys above that are Team A or whatever. And then you've got the AAA. Let's start.
These are super subjective. And I think I think that what VoxPop wants to do is literally have the home for everyone under that umbrella.
So we're trying to
Sorry, I was just going to say.
So we're trying to create as level of playing field as possible, to where we're not saying we can make every garage dev rich. Of course, that's not a promise anybody can make. But we want to give people the tools they can use, that they actually can get their game out there and in front of people and actually make a living doing what they do. Yeah. We want, there are a lot of breakaway indie hits that became massive successes, right? You can point to Undertale, Fall Guys, Among Us, etc.
Yeah. That took 3 years and a pandemic, so
actually, Among Us is our go-to example for how important streaming is for promoting indie games, and why a platform like ours can ultimately be very beneficial to people. We'll get into that later. The point I was trying to get at here is those massive successes are incredibly rare. They're unpredictable. And that means being a career independent developer isn't really viable for a lot of people. And that's really the biggest thing we're trying to change. We want to make it possible to be a career indie dev. We want to make it possible to make a stable living actually making these games.
I love your passion.
I know. I want to bottle it.
Why do you think he's my partner, man? Why do you
love it? You feel the force and desire in your voice. I love it.
I'm only starting this company because I realized how hard it would have been to make money as an indie dev.
Have you been an indie dev?
I've made several games that I put out there, of course, but to be honest, I actually jumped right into this company pretty quick. Mm-hmm. So I have more prototypes than finished products.
which are all VoxPop IP.
But I do have finished products, which is why I can call myself an indie dev.
No. An indie dev has a million unfinished projects. That is that's how you define indie dev. I'm pretty sure.
No, I'm a garage dev. I identify as a garage dev.
Okay. So we've already established that the catalog from VoxPop is going to exponentially jump because of our exclusive games.
And I don't want to derail the conversation too much, but later on, I would love to get into just a quick conversation about how the sliding scale of indie can all coexist on a platform like this.
Definitely.
We can get into that.
Let's just go and have a little look. I've got in here the platform behind you, so it might take a second to come up on your screen, but let's have a look at all the what's going on here. There's a whole heap of games that you have got. Andy and I have been lucky enough.
So many. I love
we've played so many of these games.
Played that. We streamed that.
Yeah. So
now you can advocate with the. I'm not saying repurchase them, but if you do and you're advocating for them, and if you've already played them on stream, you can add your recommendation codes and basically generate funds for the purchaser, which is yourself, or the streamer, which would be also yourself, but more giving a lion's share of the revenue to the developer. Yeah. So what we don't want to have happen is a flash in the pan. So we don't want somebody to okay, I made this one game and it was a marginal success. I made a couple $1,000 and then they stop. That is 80 to 90% of what's occurring right now. What we don't want is a couple of our partners have already expressed that with our model, they are going to see a longer dovetail. They're going to see a longer extension on what they would see as their garage game that had a couple of views. Like you guys just mentioned, you played a couple of them, but then now you're going to maybe revitalize them in your own nature by streaming them and sharing your VoxPop recommendation, because you stand to benefit from it. The developer stands to benefit from it twice over, and they could continue to. So the main. Go ahead, Charles. I wanted to get into the reason why the indie space has to exist for the future and for AAAs.
We've talked a lot about developers so far and what we're trying to do for them. But the other side that we need to talk about is streamers, of course. A lot of streamers may want to play indie titles or help independent devs promote, but it's hard because they're trying to keep their own channels afloat at the same time. Right? And of course, there's a lot of big company money coming into streaming as well these days. And so if you want to get streamers to stream your product, a profit sharing model like this is really ideal. And as a streamer, yes, as a streamer, it means you get to take some of the share that you generate, like sort of what you deserve, right?
Yeah.
And we see this also as a way of improving user engagement, right? Because you can tell your users to donate to a Patreon or a Ko-fi, but a lot of those users are going to be like, well, I get this content for free anyway, right?
Yeah.
So, maybe someone else will do it. But if you say instead, hey, the game that I've been playing in front of you, if you go to like this link and buy it, not only do you get this game, you get to support me at the same time.
And the developer. And
exactly.
The chain reaction.
And we think this is ultimately going to be a better way for the ecosystem to.
Well, I've got some ideas for you.
Uh-oh.
Whoa! Live.
You gotta put in the suggestion box in the Discord.
Okay. So here we go.
There you go, Cho.
I got my notebook right here.
I got my notebook.
So this game here, the Weaponeer, Andy played this a while, like I think on our very ever first shows, and we love this game. We think it's fantastic.
Yeah.
But this is where I think you could kind of get like some more info for the streamers as you go to. Did you know that this guy made this game when he was like 15 or 17? Like he was super young when he made this game. Yeah. Like how cool, like to have information like that to feed, like give the streamers some inside information. Yeah.
So you're pretty much giving us free promo. Check this out. Here is an exclusive item. Yeah. One of the major announcements. Parker Plug World, the dev, is actually we're actually doing this in collaboration with Able Gamers. So he's rebuilding from the ground up the entirety of that game.
Oh yeah.
Wow.
And it's the reason why it's labeled as made for. You see that little corner tab that it looks like the only on Nintendo.
Yeah.
So that was a callback for. I was like, we gotta have a like sort of specific platform content. I learned it from working at Capcom. So Plug World is redoing and revamping. He started with 60 levels. He's now over 120 levels, and the game is reformatted so that it's playable for everyone, specifically sponsored, and he's donating the proceeds of a portion of the majority of the game to Able Gamers charity. So not only did we build in a system to promote this dev that's a young garage dev, but he's more than a garage dev at this point. We're giving Able Gamers the rope because that's something that's near and dear to my heart. I have a family that have disabilities. So we want everyone to be able to play games as efficiently as possible. This is a 2-button game. It could be played on a joystick, on a keyboard and pad, any type of style 2-button game, 2-input game. Charles says, go ahead, Charles.
You asked if we knew that he was still a high school student when he made that game. Yeah. We did, because we were the ones who suggested that there was a great room to partner with Able Gamers, and we were the ones that helped him negotiate that.
But what I was getting at is it'd be nice for streamers to have extra information. So hey, when I'm streaming this game, I know a list this long of stuff that I can, because if I go to like some other
a page for that Plug World, like his own developer. And
maybe some more information about everything about the game and him and all that. So when I'm streaming, I've got more content to feed that I got from VoxPop. So then it makes it like my channel and my content more interesting than the guy that just got it from Itch or wherever he got the game from.
It sounds like he knows the
guy better.
Built it, what he's doing. Yeah, he can kind of it builds that intimacy with the developer and the game. You know what I mean?
So each developer Go ahead, Charles. Go ahead.
That's sort of one of the things that we're hoping to do with the user profile system. One of the features we've even considered, for example, is the ability to have I mean, this isn't like anything revolutionary, but like the ability to have like certain parts of your profile only visible to like certain people, for example. That could fill this need.
If he doesn't want to share his age, that should be an option.
Yeah.
Exactly.
This is
though
I should have asked him first. Shit.
Why are you doxing guys, bro? Why are you doxing?
I assume that's also why Mark used his handle, not his name.
Yeah. So here's a cool little
didn't say
thing.
his name though.
Yeah.
Did I? Oh, wait.
No.
It's all
okay. Then it's not my fault.
It's my fault. It's okay. I'll take the hit. So that's one of our marquee titles. So you're gonna see within the platform, you're gonna see a bunch of things. You're gonna see randomly channeled games. So the channel games I learned because I was the channeling manager or the main platform, the end all be all for channel publishing for ARC games. So I have already launched a previous platform with ARC. If anyone knows what ARC is, you could Google it. It's ARC. ARC. No. ARC Games.
Okay.
It's Perfect World International's free-to-play Steam sort of caveat. So if you want to play a free-to-play game, you go to ARC Games. They have Torchlight, Origins. They have Star Trek Online. I'm giving them free promo because I work for them. Well, what I learned from them is as such. There's such a thing as channel marketing. There's just you throw your game up and you're another distro site. We have that. We also have exclusive content. That's the made for structure where people want to revitalize their game, just like Weaponeer. Well, this is Weaponeer Complete Edition made for VoxPop. There's over at this point right now, we're announcing we have over 10 new made for structured games. So the games that you guys said that you might have played before, you're not going to play in the same way that you're playing on VoxPop. Lastly, we have our exclusive structure. So we have games that are only found on our platform. Of course, nothing is exclusive forever. So there's a timed exclusivity to it, or there's some sort of there's a framing of it. Charles could get into more of the bigger, broader strokes of that.
No, I think Mark mostly covered it. We have exclusives. We have games that have exclusive content. And one thing we didn't get a chance to get into is actually because of Weaponeer, one of the tools we were going to build in was the a developer charity tool, which is so that in addition to having a percentage for profit share, developers can also dedicate a certain percentage to various charities. That's not we're taking that out of the full release for now because of we have some questions about how we're going to be handling that accounting. I handle all the accounting.
The CEO wears many hats.
Well, when you're small,
wears many hats.
When your team is small, your job is really every job you haven't hired someone else to do yet, right? So
that's what I mean. So I said garage dev, but you're basically garage SEO.
but the
CEO,
core functionality is there. And that is one of the things that we hope to have for the platform in shortly. There are, of course, other. Okay, it's not just because I'm too lazy to handle the accounting for this token. I should point out. There are other questions like how do we curate what counts as a charity? Do we? There are some nonprofits that might be considered controversial. How do we moderate those, etc.? So we have unanswered questions, which is the other reason we haven't.
No, and those are good things to. Yeah, you want to watch your back with that stuff too.
But Able is a charity that, like I said, it's near and dear to my heart. And I was like, we spoke with their CEO and we hit it off right off the bat. And we also have Plug World come in.
Can't imagine that because you're so relatable. Like you're so easy to get along.
We're trying.
Yeah, you do great. I was gonna mention that too. Is like you're oh my god, yeah. Thanks, Ant.
Anne had a question. No,
forget him. I have a question. Well, not a question. I wanted to state this, that you guys have a stellar 5-star rating customer service, because when I tried to sign up, I had an issue. With it less than 24 hours, my situation was resolved and I could get my actual email. I was so excited.
Now you have to press the 5-star on Google. Keep that. Hit us on Google. Hit us on Google. I need my trends to go up.
Felt like, and I don't want to say like it was because of this or anything. Like I'm not doing that, but I've noticed even in the channel of your Discord, just that you guys are very there, and I just love it. I think
this is a good opportunity to shout out the rest of our team.
Yes,
social media manager Holly does excellent work, and she's the reason why our Discord can be as great as it is. And our engineer Lisi, he's the one who's patching all these holes as people announce them.
Cheers again. Thank you so much for fixing stuff.
Yeah, and we also have sort of congruent, tangential. We have our social media intern Connor as well that helps on the back end with a lot of cool marketing stuff. He's our young guy. I'm the old young guy.
I know.
Charles is we're going like
on our streams. His handle is Icarus Panda.
Yes, and he just made affiliate by using VoxPop. So if you're trying to make affiliate on Twitch, come to VoxPop. We'll get you affiliate in a week. In a week and a half, maybe week and a half.
His words, ours.
Not ours.
It's true. It's we have a case study, so we have over 10 people that have become affiliate by working our structure.
Well, me and Anthony are both the old people, but Anthony's the more young old than I am.
Super young. I actually found VoxPop from Long Play Games. He tried to get me on so I could play his game as it came out because it was an exclusive to VoxPop. It did take me like a little bit to get into the whole VoxPop thing. I don't even know why that was. But we're there now. We're there now. So hopefully I get to play his game soon. Anyway,
well, to give him promo.
Yeah,
he was our first exclusive game.
This is a dude here.
Nice.
Yeah, like he.
So first exclusive game converted into made for because he's doing season 2, but he's only taking it. This is another thing that we would have never imagined. There are some of the devs that are like just like Greystone Games. They're only taking their games to Steam and VoxPop. Like normally people I want to put it on Game Jolt, on Itch, on the GOG, on everything.
Yeah.
So we would have never imagined that we were in the same talking point. I like to pitch it as we're an indie boutique Steam, but I think we're so far beyond that and so not near that at the same time.
We're not just trying to be a store where somebody dumps their game and hopes for the best and gets nothing. We're trying to actually give people the tools they need to push that game further along.
Yeah, and the incentives that you're giving people are really going to help too.
Yeah,
I know that's probably one of the. Is it your turn? Because I think
you go. Go.
Yeah, no, I do because this is another. You might need your book, Charles. It's like a feedbacky question, but it's a question, but it might promote some ideas, or you might already have the answers. Okay, so as a gamer, because I'm a developer. I develop games, I stream, I game, like I wear a lot of hats. I'm mom, all kinds of. Anyway, but as like going into gamer, if you go to these games, are there ways to review this game so that other people can see like if it suits their needs, if it, like the keywords?
We have a rating system in place.
Okay.
But as for actual like full-length reviews, we just do not have that function yet. It is something we are aware of and that we're building towards. Unfortunately, there is no way to do that on our client as it currently is.
Okay. Well, it's no pressure. It's a two-part question.
There's so much pressure.
But there is a rating system. So if you hate the game,
So
the other question. Oh, go ahead.
No, that goes part and parcel. So in order to avoid, so there's some kinds of hitch points. So we have things in place. That's why we're in beta, but we're coming soon out of that. But we've been in beta for about 8 months now. The pandemic pushed us back by a couple months, so we should have a longer spend. Normally, betas sometimes they go a year and a half, 2 years.
Yeah.
Pandemic has changed the rules entirely. So we have hitches where the only way you can make ratings is you purchase the game, you play it for a certain amount of time, and if you recommend it in some way, shape, or form, so that you're initializing the profit share margin. So even if you don't like it, even if you don't like the game, you could recommend it, but then still drop it to whatever rating you like out of 5. But then you're still at least standing a chance to get the profit share revenue in your pocket for purchasing the game.
I should point out that this is
for other gamers. Look and see, do they want to buy it? Sorry, go ahead, Charles.
I was just going to point out real quick that especially there are some lingering questions about the recommendation system that we're hammering out.
Yeah,
in this regard. So I think Mark's broader point is just that we are aware that many developers, when it comes to small teams, something like a review bomb that's unfair can actually have a very strong impact on your livelihood. And we are looking for ways to protect that while still making users feel like they're getting honest assessments and they're not just going to get cheated.
Yeah. I was trying to purely look at it as a gamer, like, do I want to play this game? What's it about? Like, I know you give the description, but if other people play it, but here's the 2-part. Hold on. Hold it. Save it. Okay. So the other part is, so I know you're potentially, working out that thing. Like, I'm not trying to, but as a gamer, again, if you have an issue inside of a game where you're stuck on a level or you're doing something, and I only equate this because, Steam has forums and discussion boards where other gamers, or even they can reach out to potential developer and say, hey, this is a problem. Do you have avenues to like combat that, or are you actually going to implement those potentially? Sure.
We do not have forums at this time, nor
or just
do
a way for gamer to communicate, and say, hey, I'm
every channel, Discord, and like I don't want to throw everyone to the Discord, but that's
but if that's the way, that's the way. Yeah.
For now.
If it's a promo, it's a promo. It's a plug it in.
When it comes to permanent online fora, that's something we're going to, again, maybe have to save for a little later. It costs money to maintain. It costs money to moderate.
It was just curiosity out of my...
Yeah. Well,
so the short and short of that is our Discord for now has every single developer that we have signed that uses Discord. So it's
yell at them directly.
Like, hey, seriously,
it's gonna be proper channels to go. That's all I was. I'm all about proper.
So if you're gonna wear the gaming hat, then I'll wear the streaming hat. Why not? And
okay.
I love the idea of this, and I love the whole revenue share part of it. But I still do believe, like a little bit where Andy's saying there's kind of two sides to the gaming. There's the streamers and there's the gamers that are kind of looking at the games. This is just a spitball idea for them. Is that if they we'll go into
we're all about changing everything.
No, but I don't know if maybe one day maybe having 2 clients would be the idea, and having like maybe some way that, because I'd love to see places where you could put music and stuff for streamers to use in game and stuff like that as well. Like that musicians could go, hey, here's some music we can throw in, and you can stream with this music royalty free to I don't know, just random idea. Anyway.
Because some composers like to share their music and do that, so it'd be cool. Yeah, stream
and make it like a really community streamer based thing, and then have like a client that's just for gamers and they can just go shopping. Like
what we do have currently is a developer portal where developers can access features that aren't available to other people to see sort of their metrics and have certain tools. We're still expanding that. But I think having a streamer portal next would make perfect sense. And having a place to like a repository for royalty-free music that the developers suggest, for example. So like you can know what's intended to be used.
You don't want to have like some
Yeah.
weird Zelda stuff.
Yeah.
When you're playing like a shooter.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh,
I think that could be a very, very great thing.
Yeah.
So what's happening now, and it might deter us. This is one reminder, and all these ideas, bring them to the Discord suggestion box. They don't go into the recycle bin.
That was just my. That was my life.
They go to our Trello.
Lord,
do I know?
They go to our exactly. So that's number one. We have. Yeah,
that's cool.
Charles's Trello explosion happening. 95.
Yeah, I can see my forehead veins.
95% of the items that are placed in the suggestion box have already been implemented. The 5%, haven't. Yeah. So another thing to add on is that might be problematic for this sort of streamer music hub is that now Amazon might have beaten you to the punch because Twitch has already enabled that, where you can directly go to a deep on Spotify.
Yeah, but what if you can say, I got my content for these royalty-free games from VoxPop? It just
we can do that. No,
you know what I mean? Like that. Oh
no, I was suggesting having musicians.
I don't know. I'm not
like musicians that took they offered their music up for as a revenue share as well.
Yeah, so instead of having just like
just having
YouTube audio library, developers would point out specific songs that they think might go.
Yeah, they find what's suited for their.
Something like that. It is. I will not lie to anybody. It is not something we could do in the near future.
No. That's fine.
Hypotheticals.
Now we've gone through the whole. Let's do some fun stuff, and let's talk about what games actually you guys play. Like, what games do you guys play?
I want to know, Mark. What is your favorite indie game? Play. It has to be an indie game and not CD Projekt Red or any of that.
No. So current on all time. So I had a listing that I did. I always do it every year. It was my top 10 games for the year, of course, and without promo. I don't want anybody to think I'm standing for my own, company. But without promo, I have been playing the majority of the VoxPop titles that I've never played before. So
whoa! Do you get them for free?
Hold on, let him get.
Okay, go.
All right, what's your game?
I literally pay for every game that I play.
Okay.
And support the devs. Okay. Because I know what it is.
What's your favorite?
Right now, it's Guardians of Ladino Forest.
I was going to say that.
All right.
Okay.
So
it's also like our second best-selling title right now.
Yeah. So the issue with that game is my all-time favorite game.
A golf game.
No, well, just hear me out.
Oh, for fuck's sake!
It's not a golf game. It's not a golf game. It's a hybrid sports game. Okay. Okay. Wait. So my all-time favorite game that actually got me into the industry. It got me my job at Rockstar right out of college. I started working for Rockstar Games. Yeah. The reason for that is twofold. First, when I went into the interview, it was about we were going against 200 other people. Yeah. And they were like, what's your gaming experience? What do you love to do for games? I wrote an article that stated what my favorite game was. And this is the same article that I wrote in 6th grade. And my favorite game of all time is a hybrid sports game. And that game is Super Punch-Out for the Super Nintendo.
I love Punch-Out.
So it's not.
It doesn't involve golf.
No, okay. No, we should explain to you that.
Here's the big thing.
We should explain to you. Yeah.
Builds golf games. That was his whole mobile platform. It was like golf.
And
when I saw that, I was like, Oh my god.
Yeah. We don't hate golf games. It's our little joke about golf games. Just to clarify.
I hate golf games.
So the second reason was my coworker who became a mentor, who became one of my best friends in my life, Lance Williams.
Mm-hmm.
I worked with him at Rockstar. I've worked with him at Disney streaming services. He is the main reason why I have my career, essentially, in games. And just the reason why I'm doing stuff at VoxPop is because of Lance Williams. Yeah. So with that, he read that. He said, "We need this kid," and I beat out 200 people to have my first job being at the upper echelon of Rockstar, Grand Theft Auto, blah blah blah. So with Guardians of the Dino Forest, golf for short, it is not a golf game. It is Doom on crack.
Yeah. It looks cool. I don't
It
like.
does look cool, but it looks very golfish.
Okay. Well, think about it as a rhythm game. Think about it. Go, Charles. Go. Describe it as a design. Charles is a designer, so go with
it's like a bullet hell combination sport game. Bullet hell
rhythm game.
I was trying to Google it while you guys were talking, but I couldn't find it. I can see it in my head. There's this Mode 7 shooter on the Sega Genesis where you play a person on a jetpack, and then you move across the screen on a 2D plane, but then the rest of it is Mode 7, and it scrolls in 3D forward as you move on the 2D plane on your screen, and you're like a dude with a jetpack shooting. Yeah. I can't remember what it's called, but golf controls exactly like that, except you
really.
And the promo here for Adrian Dietrich. Adrian Dietrich is a brilliant, if you want to label him garage dev, hobby dev, a brilliant guy. One of our first signees to our platform was a developer from France. So for us to say that we're starting this Brooklyn-based worldwide entity, one, there is no other company that could say that they started a game development distribution platform in New York, in Brooklyn, during the middle of a plague. That's one. Yeah. A little tip in the hat. Oh, number two, Dietrich has given us some of the most concise, precise, pristine gameplay-oriented titles that have a weird look. And I think that the weirdest games are the most brilliant games that all of these AAA studios steal from. Every idea that's in the Rockstar game, Activision game, everything has been taken from this network of independent developers.
Yeah, for sure.
So, well, speaking of, is there enough time for me to shout out some of the games that I really love?
Yes!
Is it hang on, is it Other Minds? Because I love that game. We played that game. Can you just shout that out first?
I love Ed.
We love this game. This game.
Love it.
Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Now go.
What are your games?
Whenever anybody asks me what my favorite game is, it's always tough because there are games that have different aspects that I respect a lot, right? So one of the games that I respect the most design-wise is a game called One Shot. Now, you play like a little cat holding a light bulb, and the light bulb is the sun in this other universe. And then you have to go and replace the sun. But if you do it, then it traps the little, the protagonist in this universe, and you have to choose either to save the protagonist or save the world that the protagonist got sent to, etc. The game mechanically is basically just like a 2D adventure game. You go around talking to people. 2Ds. It's like an RPG game. Mm-hmm. But what I love the most about One Shot is how deep the developers went to try and make sure you could only play it once. So if you beat the game, let's say hypothetically you save the world, but you trap Nico in it, right? You beat the game. Every time you open the game from now on, you see a shot, but Nico is no longer under your control, so he's not there. So you can see the game world, but you can't play it. If you choose to free him, the game doesn't launch because the game got destroyed. The files got corrupted or something. And they write this to your Steam achievements. So if you uninstall the game and reinstall it, you still can't play it. They do all sorts of super cool meta game stuff. This game did meta narratives. Probably the best of any game that I like. I love Undertale, but in terms of how like deep into it they went in with the meta narrative, I think One Shot is much stronger in this like regard.
Sounds crazy.
I mechanically I love Baba Is You. Baba Is You is the most unique puzzle game I've ever seen. It's like, I don't know if this will make sense to everyone when I say this, but it's almost like indie Psychonauts, right? Like it's no, not Psychonauts. Fucking. Oh no, my brain's blanking. The one where you write into a dictionary. It's a DS game, and you type words into a dictionary, and then it spawns sprites that behave. Whatever. Anyway. Baba Is You is great.
Scribblenauts? Scribblenauts?
Yeah.
Scribblenauts. I do love Psychonauts too, by the way. But
you really got mad about that.
And number 3.
Baba Is You has good puzzle.
This is the last one, I swear. This is the game that convinced me to be a game designer in the first place. It's got a really special place in my heart, especially now that Flash is dead. It's an old Flash game called Every Day the Same Dream. And the whole conceit of this game is that if you do what is sort of standard in a side scroller, which is you walk to the right and you interact with everything on your way, then what you end up doing every time is you put on your clothes, you get in your car, you get stuck in traffic, you go to work, you wake up again. And the game is all about finding little ways to rebel against the way that the game tells you to play it, right? And they can be very simple. One is go to the left, right? Yeah. And one is get out of your car when you're stuck in traffic, that kind of stuff. One is go to work naked. Right? But what's crazy to me, and what struck me so much about Every Day the Same Dream, is that if you were somebody who was totally unfamiliar with the language of video games, like sort of the meta like rules that we all learn about playing side scrollers, you might not even
never learn. Yeah,
you probably would have accidentally done one of these things on purpose. But it's because it exploits this language of gaming that it manages to say something interesting about it. And that's what I loved so much about not just that game, but also like indie games and art games and these kinds of games that are willing to explore the structure of game design, right?
They're willing to break it. They're willing to break it and change
AAA games don't do that.
No.
Right? They got bottom lines to worry about. They can't be taking risks with this artsy bullshit.
No. But indie are allowed to break something and rebuild it on a different scale.
Right.
But
those are my
they can
favorite
also just
games.
change society. They can change games. Make people. They bring people together. They
bring together.
Yeah.
So
and
your twinsy
game.
Yeah.
and game communities are so amazing. Like there's most of the time, 90% of people are like fantastic. And you just
there are a lot of games with social messages that I really respect.
Yeah,
like Papers, Please is a good example. It's does a really great job of representing conformity and sort of impressing that upon the player. There's a Depression Quest. I think is a very interesting way to try and represent depression mechanically by showing you the options that you know are better, but you can't click them. They're like grayed out.
They're shut-in. Shut-ins on our platform as well. Shut-ins a really good representation of depression, and it's pretty much the perfect example of what's happening during this pandemic. Shut-in is another good example that's on the platform as well.
But that's the freedom and what I love about indie devs and why I always wanted to be in this world. And I mean, I went to school. I graduated with a software development degree, so I was a programmer. And then I was like, you know what? I want to be a game developer. Like, I've loved games. I'm an old woman now. I might as well get it under my belt. But so getting into this, anyway, but my whole point is when I started to meet people and see here's a weird thing. And I think the second time I've shared it on a stream, and I'm kind of embarrassed. So please don't judge me.
This is so good.
I'm not that embarrassed because I'm going to share it again. But so I completely did not know what indie dev meant.
We don't either.
But I'm saying, like,
no,
you know,
but
you
her
see this
definition.
my husband was like, "Oh, you don't want to play that game? Oh, you don't want to do that? It's don't know, you know." And no offense, don't judge my husband. He does play indie games now, but that was his mindset. So I was constantly like, "What is this indie game?" And then I get on Twitter as a game developer, and I'm seeing indie dev, and I'm like, why are all these people from like India? Like, why is this guy from like India? You know, like I totally noob moment. But,
hey, an understandable mistake to make, the indies, right?
Yeah, well, it just but the freedom the indies that I've learned over that time is that, like, during this pandemic, it's an outlet for people. They can express how they're feeling. They can express, and then it brings other people who are maybe not extroverts or maybe can't like get out and socialize, you know, like that don't want to. It allows them to know that somebody out there can see what they're feeling. I don't know. It's just that outlet. It's an avenue, and that's what I think indie devs really afford.
As tools become more accessible and more available, more and more people are going to become garage devs, right?
Yeah.
Especially since now that there's more and more visual scripting programs, for example, a lot of people who are frightened by programming languages are coming in, and they don't see programming as a barrier.
You don't have to actually script. You can just things together and done.
And because of things like the Unity Asset Store, people who are like, well, I can never make art assets, they can still come in and make games. And so I believe we're going to see a proliferation of new perspectives, new design ideas
where AAA can't take us because they're too scared.
Mm-hmm. Exactly. Yeah.
They gotta listen. Having worked at two major AAA studios, I know the bottom lines. Their overblown budgets have to do with marketing. So VoxPop is gonna have to do that for the anywhere between garage and AAA. That's the segmented market. That's our target. That's our focus. It's not necessarily the focus of who our users are gonna be, what our gamers are gonna be. Like we have on our corporate site, what is a VoxPop gamer? What is a VoxPop streamer? What is a user? It's just anyone who wants to experience something that they would have what they wouldn't have experienced in any other way or shape or form in a new way, and in a way that's mutually beneficial for their time.
Shut up here, Charles. Sorry, I had to.
Anyone who's watching, I medically can't drink. So.
I
am the imposter here.
No,
he's totally sus.
Charles is sus.
I'm sorry.
So,
off topic, really quick. Do you guys play Among Us?
My plan to tell you all
but quick. So, two-part question. If I'm a AAA guy, so I'm Rockstar, and I turn up to VoxPop, hey, can I put my games on there? Are you gonna say yes?
Yes. You get it out.
Yeah.
So this goes into what I was going to say earlier about discoverability, right?
Oh,
so
yes.
We won't turn away anyone, right? Even if they're a AAA, it would be okay.
Okay, well, I think I know what you.
We don't want to be gatekeeping,
I think what we do is try to. I think there's this problem, a bridges gap between AAA and indie, and if you say no to indie or no to AAA, then you're just making straight roads that no one can kind of blur.
Well, we would say yes, allow them, because we want the gap bridge. Like, okay, great.
It should be,
but garage devs.
It should be all the same conversation. They're games.
Too much beer for
not actually taking resources away.
I'm not even
from indie devs or garage devs because of just how marketing works for a AAA company, right? So let's say you're Rockstar, and you don't really benefit strongly from a profit share system because that $1 million that you might spend on, some streamer's contract, that will convert for you higher than 5% or 10% or 20% of your game. Who's going to give that up? Is Activision going to say we're going to give 20% of Call of Duty away to everybody who recommends this game? No. Right? If they were to come to our platform, it would just exclusively be another marketplace
channel.
Yeah.
At best, once the game's tail is gone, they may bump up the profit share up to the point where their game would be losing the same amount of money on a different platform, right? So we take 15%, right? I could see that if the game were dead, basically, if it was 2 years old and they weren't advertising it actively anymore, someone at Rockstar might say, okay, let's give away up to 15% of every sale on this game. So it's the same as every other platform that we sell it on. And that would be the extent of it at most. It probably wouldn't even go that far, realistically. Let's be honest, right?
Yeah.
Because that's not how the marketing works. They go for direct marketing. Affiliate marketing like this is not a major concern for them. Meanwhile, indie devs, they don't have the same kind of costs. And to them, we offer the profit share, we think it's most useful to think of the profit share as a alternative to traditional direct marketing. It's a way to leverage the money you don't have yet, right? Yeah. To advertise some of your game. Will you be getting a smaller percentage of your game? Yes, but 80% of zero is still zero.
Yeah, that's right.
Yeah.
So
right?
it's
about taking the money you don't already have to convert more people to you, to drive more people to you. A AAA studio, a big publisher, that's not how they operate. That's not what their business model looks like, right? No. That's why they can be on this platform. And, when it comes to AAA studios in the middle, they can use affiliate marketing as a way to cut down costs a little bit, but they also can't, cut away a large percentage of their earnings any more than a bigger publisher could in that way, right? So that's why studios of different sizes, publishers of different sizes can all exist on this platform. It's because they get different things out of it. For garage devs who are able to give up more because of the difference in business model, that percentage on our platform will always be a path to discoverability, because we will have a separate tab on our store specifically for games that can potentially earn streamers and gamers the most for recommended.
I literally love all of your passion. Everything you say. You speak like, I know I'm not saying Mark is very animated too, but when you talk, you just bring it. You're saying,
thank you.
This was gonna happen. I love your passion so much.
But
it's the yin and the yin and the yang.
Sometimes I struggle to explain things concisely.
No, but
that was spot perfect. On. Spot on.
I've kept up with you.
Second part is then, so if my game is absolute, say I've just made the worst game known to man, can I release that on VoxPop?
Actually, QA has been a question for us. Right now, we want to err on the side of, not being the quality police. It's not necessarily our place to say this doesn't count. This doesn't belong. That being said, if it becomes a huge issue where there's a lot of asset flips just going on the store where it's starting to bog down the quality, then we are going to potentially bring in some sort of active moderation, or maybe leverage the profit sharing in such a way that there's community voting on this kind of thing in that regard.
There's
to tell you the truth. Oh, sorry.
There's a real fine line to skirt with gatekeeping the curation that we have right now. I'm so fortunate that we have such a diverse cast of characters for who is on the actual core team, that the feedback that we have is pretty much a who's who of what will be curated on any I would put up our curation's tactics based on Charles's design, my experience, Holly's vision, Elise's grit, and work ethic and output, and his particular styling of gamings. Connor's fresh take on things. The community has an input as well. Every voice matter.
I love that slogan.
So we have
every voice matters is our garage dev. Like,
but to be perfectly frank, right? We do not currently have a plan for direct moderation or QAing every single game that comes through. Our badge of quality is mostly going to be on our made for titles, on our exclusive titles. Those are the ones that we actively play test, that we actively contribute to the design of.
So the rest are recommendations. So as long as you get enough people buying it and enough people recommending it, then it will stay.
Our biggest plan right now, especially since it feeds into our future plans somewhat, is to create some sort of verified system where
like
developers
Steam Greenlight used to be.
No, it's going to be.
I know the debacle of that, and it's not. It can't be that. No one could be that.
No, but you know, what I mean, like,
it's not gonna be just a social media popularity contest thing.
Yeah, that's the problem.
Yeah, because that becomes. Yeah, I don't like that. That's
we have to find the middle ground. So we have tools already embedded to find the middle ground,
given our target audience.
Yeah, the main thing that. The main thing Charles is not really mentioning as well is that we have publishing deals with publishers that are curating games that they feel not only would fit our audience, but like we have agreements with Quali and Rogue Games. We have a couple of things in the works that we can't really announce yet, but those publishers see where our curation is right now. Yeah. And they know that there are verticals that we're going to try and reach that aren't being done on any other platform. So,
okay.
VoxPop as a company is going to always be growing, always be changing, and this is a policy that we're definitely open to reevaluating if our current approach becomes a problem.
Yeah,
it's just. Hard to balance.
That's what I was asking, because like you do seem to have like I said, Andy and I have played pretty much of the games there, at least a fair percentage of them, and most of them are the better indie games that are just not clone games. And if you go to like something like the Steam store now, I can tell you exactly what clone they've made. That like they've just got the asset from Unity, they've gone and put in a few extra sprites. Sometimes they even change the sprites, and then all of a sudden you just get it's just a new name, same crap, different day. And like I like promoting indie devs that have actually made a game and they've put effort into making a game. It's a proper game. It's not just trying to make money and it's kind of get out of this whole indie, like get on in this indie scene, but they haven't actually done any work. They've just like basically like got this asset and made some crap basically. So
I should clarify one thing first. What I was saying, I was talking about when we get to our full release and go to scale and anybody can put their thing. Everything we have so far is something that like Mark or Holly reached out to somebody directly. So our current library
because it's really
essentially
good.
100% QA'd.
Yeah.
However, who's a year from now, that's not necessarily going to be a feasible approach for us, right? And that's really what I was talking here. A year from now, how are we going to QA this? How are we going to moderate this? Do we create a verified system? Maybe. What Mark was talking about, I think, was that currently everything we have, we've QA.
Yeah, okay.
Sorry, I might have gotten the question confused.
No, that's fine. I probably didn't ask it. I probably asked it a very Australian way.
I wasn't even done that. Sorry.
So the hand curation that takes place, I'm pretty sure, I don't know if you have already, but there's early partnerships that we have with Attack Mountain. There are a bunch of games, Frog X Bird. There's a bunch of competitive games that you both would love. The gaming squad, the beer squad gaming Discord community. I'm a little, so I'm too down. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
So the beer squad.
I can be sober enough for the both of us.
Yes. Sorry, I'm making Charles look bad. I'm making the
no, it's
making
fine.
me look good.
Beer Squad Gaming community
Yes.
should invest in the following devs, the early devs that were part of our closed beta, open beta. They're So Radar Jam from Hamra Digital, Greystone Games with Net King's Call, that's coming out. That's part of the whole Playcrafting NYC or NYC Game Makers. Tag Mountain, like I mentioned, Long Play, E. Atkins or Edward Atkin, Plug World. I could go on, and there's a lot. There's a lot of people that we like. I really QQ Nut Games out of Colombia. Like I said, we're worldwide, and we didn't really think that was going to happen.
You guys are on such the same page, though. As the game content that you have is so similar to the stuff that we love. Like it's I'm glad you got good stuff.
Pairing.
Yeah.
It's like two fine wines.
Well,
a good wine and a good dinner.
A red wine.
We're really proud of today's big announcement with Arcanium.
Yes. Whoa! Let's go there.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Okay, so Arcanium is a extremely beneficial game for the entire community. Super Combo and Rogue Games Publishing. We really are super blessed to have this partnership with Rogue. Everyone there has been phenomenal. Matt, Levi, Kara, Donnell, everybody from marketing. All the shout outs. Everyone has been phenomenal. We've been shouting them out on LinkedIn, Twitter, IG, TikTok. We've been doing everything that we can do to just get to the market.
Is Monica see one of them? Because we just got a couple of in the live chat.
Well, we're hoping, hopefully, whoever's watching. But they're in early access on Steam. Everyone's getting it on Steam originally. If you got it on Steam, that's great. That's cool. If you want to give more to the devs, get it on VoxPop and when it's in final form. Stream it on VoxPop. You'll get Vox Coin. You'll get the rate that they're setting for the pop rate for the percentage of profit share. So you have to take it from this perspective. The announcements that we have are growing. The verticals that we have are growing, and the network that we have is growing. Anyone that wants to be a part of our platform in developer format, streamer affiliate format, sponsor streamer affiliate format, we have a network of streamers of over 60 signed devs. We have 6 main sponsored affiliate streamers, not 6 devs, 60 streaming affiliates with a total follower count of over 15,000. So there's over 15,000 followers that are following our affiliate sponsored streamers. Not to mention just people that come on board, say I'm a streamer. Here's my stream. But Charles, do we want to reveal? Do we want exactly? Charles, do we want to reveal our news to the world right now? That's the caveat.
Our big news is
if you scroll to really fast, Anthony. If you scroll back up to the top, you can type in the search and just type in.
Okay. There you go.
Yeah.
We have a search bar, guys.
Oh my God.
Yeah, so ARCAN. I'm sorry, I have to governor him really quick.
Yeah. There you go.
Surprisingly difficult.
There you go. Pull it up. Okay. So that's the game that he was talking about.
Oh yes.
Late, but
yeah.
I
got that.
Roguelike card.
To be announced. Okay. Yep. Sorry.
So our big announcement is actually the launch of our final platform. Well, not final in the sense of we're not updating it anymore, obviously, but in the sense that all of the core features are in place and we've tested everything and it's looking great. Our full release is 1/21/21, so it's going to be the 21st in 9 days.
Wow!
So 9 days from now, we'll be out of beta. We have so much.
Aren't you so glad I broke it? No.
Oh man!
You absolutely are.
Yes, exactly. Thank you for finding it, and listen. If we break on the 21st, that means we're doing good business. So
it does.
we invite.
It happened.
we invite everyone and anyone that sees this in live stream format, in VOD format, and everywhere in between where it's shared to come.
For layman, if you find us anywhere out on the web,
yes,
and you're watching,
down
Game Dev Talk.
head over to VoxPopGames.net or any of our Linktree links. We're pretty much on every type of social media. But once, go ahead, Charles.
VoxPopGames.com does also work, but we use we just say .net because that was what we had. That's the first domain that we had, so it's true.
That's what came up for me, and then when I clicked it, it went VoxPop.com.
It's a redirect, right? You type in .com and it redirects to .net.
We're SEO's gaining by the day, so don't worry. SEO is going to get us there good. So with the announcement, there are going to be beneficial. There's going to be giveaways. There's going to be promotions that we're having. There's going to be sponsored streams, sponsored ads. We're going to buy ad space on a bunch of different platforms. We have other promotional and partnerships that we're going to announce either before or during or after the next couple days. So please stay tuned to our Discord, Beer Squad Gaming as well. We're going to be dropping the links in there as well. There's a bunch of streamers that have our VoxPop redirects and follows to our Discord. So the 21st is pretty cool. Day after United States inauguration, a cool banner of saying 121-21 or 21-21.
The day after our second live show of this year.
Exactly. It's also, I think it's also like International Day of Friendship or something like. It's some weird holiday that
every single day of the year. Some weirdo is like, this is now the International Day of blank.
This is the day of handshake. Well, not now because COVID.
We are really thankful to you guys for hosting us to be able to do this announcement. Charles is going to kick out a blog to let it be formalized, to let it do its paces on the net. But it's been a long journey with COVID. We were blocked by so many different hurdles. Starting a business from the ground up, even in the e-commerce business, even with a pandemic where everyone's at home and vying for the waterfall of attention of everything at any moment at any given time.
I feel like you just spoke about us too.
Yeah,
so weird.
It's pretty different. Go ahead, Ann.
All I was gonna say, I love the passion you dudes have, and I really hope that people can see that, and having people like that support indie games is only gonna make stuff like this grow and be fantastic. That's like you dudes are
having
amazing.
People like us who want to share it, and then having people like you want to promote it. Or wait, it's basically the same.
Brand reciprocity. Brand reciprocity. I just thinking that I'm speaking to someone in Tasmania. I've never spoken to someone from Tasmania before in my life, and we were speaking. So thank you for being a part of our platform and making.
We love you guys.
Extending us out. There's gonna be, you guys were part of the beta, so
we
gonna
have to do 2021 or 21. Do something.
We'll figure out launch party, digital launch party.
Oh my god! We might multiple. Oh, that would be amazing.
So it might be a Discord launch party.
Wait, what?
Well, no, just come to Tasmania. We got no COVID here. It's sweet. We
should do a virtual Zoom launch party for you, and you just have tons of streams.
So another cool announcement. We got rocket shipment coming out on Friday. So we do have releases coming out on Friday prior. So we're launching every Tuesday or every date where the developers ship me. So I'm shipping on Friday. I don't normally ship on Friday. I like to ship on Sonic 2 Tuesday. But we go that route. So rocket shipment is coming by Chocolate Pine Cone. So the dev is called Chocolate Pine Cone. You can look them up on our Discord.
I love it.
You could check them out. It's a really, really cool, chill game, rocket shipment. But I don't know, Charles.
I just love how you guys' mentality ours so much. Like we're both kind of in that same thing.
Zone.
Obviously different fields, but in the same area or generalized area of like building this and having a good team relationship with your coworker, and then just that whole garage dev, how easily that took for you guys. That warmed my heart. Like I was just like, yes.
We'll use garage dev more if you guys use triple I more.
Where did we will triple I.
I wrote it down.
Hashtag garage dev. It's already out there on Twitter. Hashtag. But yeah.
Yeah, hashtag garage dev is already out there. Yeah. Triple I done.
You guys have any more inquiries? Anything else you guys want to find out? Any QA? Any stuff that you guys want to...
I did want to ask one more question. So the process for actually loading your game to your site. I know we talked about like the Q&A thing, and so you play test games before you actually launch them onto your site. But what is the process? So if I were to, do I have to just go to Discord and come to you directly and say, hey, I have a game. Can we put it on VoxPop? You know, how is that process? Is there an application?
Yes.
So here's a process. Ready?
Okay.
One, whenever you find us on any social media, you're either emailing Mark, M-A-R-C.
Not me, because I like
anyone.
Right,
yeah. Here's the tutorial. Quick, 2-second tutorial.
Yeah.
You see us anywhere. You email Mark, so MARC at VoxPopGames.com. Or Holly, HOLLY at VoxPopGames.com.
Or Charles.
No, Charles is...
Well, I'll forward it to Mark if I see it.
Yeah.
I might miss it.
Charles's inbox is a hazard, is a biohazard. It's inbox too much.
You know,
that's why he's gonna invite me to Trello.
Yeah.
When you make a living out of crawling around Silicon Valley begging for money, they do tend to keep your email around for things. And so you get a lot of messages from people who are like, pay for this thing, come to this event.
Yeah. Email Mark or Holly, and we will evaluate the title. We'll talk to you. Join the Discord so you could talk to other people that are already on the platform, see what they think about it. They could dive bomb us. They could be like, hey, whatever, this game sucks, this is whatever, this is a joke. Or they could tell you what the truth is, which is we're trying to shift the paradigm. We're trying to make things happen that are not happening on any other platform out there right now, because then we wouldn't have a purpose of existing. So emailing us is the number one thing. Hitting us on Discord and joining our Discord to join the discussion in the community is the second.
It is a good community too. Like I even talk to people.
Very welcome.
It's good. So I enjoy the
Hopefully
community.
ours were the same.
I talked to.
Oh, we'll see your games.
I know our guys.
I want your games on our platform. So you guys are already making games. So I need them. I need to play the golf game.
And if you're watching our live show every week on a Wednesday, you'll see the hottest new game. So double plug.
Yes. I mean, I've already contacted most of the devs on your. Don't done that already.
Espionage. Why do you think we're talking to you?
Trying to smooth the waters that are behind me.
Grease the wheels.
Yeah.
Well,
VoxPop is the voice of the people. Actually love the name too. I forgot to mention that.
Yeah.
That's the meaning of VoxPop, voice of the people, is it not? Or the
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes, Vox Populi.
Yeah. Yeah. So it's lovely having you guys here. I think we've
thank you so much.
Yeah. Let's just
absolutely thank you for having us.
Love your passion. I can't wait to talk more.
No more. All done.
No, but I can't wait to talk more, and I can't wait for 121-21.
21-21. All right.
Yeah.
See you guys.
Thank you.
Peace out.
Bye.